Find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Guy Newcomb, the scoreboard guy, alongside, and brought to you by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. Pizza Ranch is our studio sponsor. Pizza Ranch with 7 locations across the state. Also, Central Bank of the Ozarks, Great Southern Bank, Dope Propane, Shelter Insurance, Liuna, Local 663, Building Missouri, and Building Missouri State. We go to Lebanon, Missouri, and we welcome in Lebanon Yellowjacket head coach Jacky Payne. Coach Payne, thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Guy. No problem. No problem. Glad to be here.
Coach, before we talk a little bit about the young lady sitting next to you as a part of our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week, just kind of briefly give us a rundown on the Lady Yellowjackets this season, kind of where you stand. Are you happy with where you are? And what are some things you're doing real well right now?
Well, we're 14-7, and we've lost to several state-ranked teams, but we've played well, and I think we're starting to hit our stride. We're kind of getting all of our people together and get in a groove, ready to make a stretch run here in the conference season, and also get ready for district. So, we wouldn't like, you don't always like 7 losses, but we've played some really good people, pretty good games. We played Carl Junction, and they're the number 1 ranked team in the state, and we had them down early, and then it's about a 7-point game, and so on, and they pulled away at the end and got double digits up to 12 on us. So played Republic, and they're really good. And they got us on the 3rd day of the pink and white, and I think we ran out of gas a little bit, but we played some good people. So good schedule to get us ready, and of course our conference is as tough as about any conference around. And so we're running good people every night.
You talk about that conference. You've got the likes of Kickapoo and West Plains is playing well right now. Rolla is playing well. Had that group on yesterday. So a very tough conference, let alone the tournaments and things like that you play in.
Yes, it's our conference is one of the toughest in the state. Really, Kickapoo took 2nd last year. Of course, West Plains won it in Class 5, and we lost to Kickapoo by 7 last year. We lost to West Plains by 5. And I guess we finished 3rd in the conference or whatever it was there. So it's just tough. Rolla's always good. They were state ranked, and, they beat us by 3. We had them down 24-12 at the end of the first quarter, and they just grabbed and down 10 at halftime, and they just gradually came back, and they made 2 or 3 plays down the stretch there in the 4th quarter, and they got up, about their only lead of the game, and ended up beating us by 3. And they had just lost to a very good Glendale team, who is probably the surprise team in Southwest Missouri this year. They lost to them a week earlier, and then we played Glendale the other night and beat them at Glendale. So, tough conference, a lot of tough teams, and a lot of really good players.
You got a young lady sitting next to you that has reached several milestones this season, but a big one last night, becoming the all-time leading scorer there in Yellowjacket history. Tell us a little bit about Raegan McCowan and what makes her special.
Well, how long do we have on this show? I mean, Raegan is just one of the unique, most special players I've ever coached. And she comes to practice. I say number one, it all starts off with her being her person, the person she is. What a great person she is, a great teammate, great to coach. She comes to practice every day, ready to work. We don't deal with drama on our team anyway, but there's no drama. There's none of that stuff. She's one of the hardest working players I've ever coached, and I've coached, boys for 32 years, but she puts the time in and makes things work. I actually also coached Alexa Willard, and, she had a great high school and college career. But Raegan comes in, has really improved over the summer, and she's just a skillful player. I mean, she's coachable. She knows the game, and she can make adjustments, and she's a tough competitor. She shoots the ball well. She scores it around the basketball, around the rim extremely well. She gets off the floor quicker than any girl I've seen. I mean, she jumps like a deer, and she gets up there quick. And her second and third effort is something to behold. So those are attributes, and she can just score from any place on the floor. And like I say, she guards and plays defense, and rebounds the ball. We're talking about this scoring thing, but she also has a Lebanon record for most rebounds in the game, single 23, most in a season. And in the last 2 games, she's now the career rebound leader. So she's all over. She's got her fingerprints all over the Lebanon stats. But she's a joy to be around every day. And she learned the game at a young age. And her dad, Scott McCowan, was a former coach. So she's had a good background of basketball, and she knows what to do and how to do it. But just the way she approaches the game and her coaching, being coachable, makes it so much fun to practice each and every day. It makes games a lot of fun also.
Well, Raegan, first off, on behalf of the Missouri Sports Network, Chevrolet, and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations on being named Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week.
Thank you, and thanks for having us.
You bet. I know you've gotten a lot of press here recently, but last night had to be real special for you. Did you know, obviously you knew how many points you needed. Did you know when you were approaching it where you needed to be?
I know. So the first half was kind of tough. Central tried to kind of slow the game down. And I think the halftime score was 30. We only had 33, I know. I had 11. So halftime wasn't looking real great. I didn't know if I was going to get it. I started to feel real bad because all my family, extended family, I had some people come down from Iowa to watch. And after halftime, I'm thinking, man, I got to get this. So, and I didn't know how much of the game I had left to play. So I wasn't launching stuff, but, I had it in my mind. And I knew I didn't know I had 11, but that's what my parents said. And then approaching third quarter, I think I remember looking over to my brother in the student section, and he was holding up an 8 at me. So I knew I had 8 points left to go. But that was pretty much my only compass to know how much I had left.
Well, that what shot went in? What made it? I've seen the video, but tell the viewers what shot made it for you.
Yeah, it was definitely a special shot. So our post, Heaven Shockley, she got the ball on a long rebound. She had an opportunity. She could have went in for a layup. It was like a fast break situation, but she stopped there it was at the free throw line. She stopped, then she pivoted, spinned around, and handed it off to me. And then I went and did a crow hop and then for a layup. So it was definitely pretty special. Just she gave up a layup, to give me a contested shot, but that was my, last point to get it. So it was definitely special. Definitely really selfless too.
What can you imagine what would have happened if they had called traveling violation?
Oh man, I would have been pretty upset. I mean, they would have taken away her assist and I would have been pretty upset. I cannot imagine. No, I might have just went out of the game then, honestly.
You weren't coming out of the game being 2 points away. So.
As you look back over your career, talk about some of the people who have really influenced you.
Yeah, so growing up, of course, I always watched Kelsey. She is, I think, 5 years older than me. So I'd always watch her in grade school and middle school growing up. And then, of course, I mean, like pro-wise, Kevin Durant's my favorite player. I think he influences my game a lot. And then, of course, my dad, he used to be a basketball coach, like Coach Payne said. He's definitely helped me with all my skill work and that type of development.
So as you're reaching this milestone, are you aware of the previous young ladies that you're passing?
Yeah, I know Kelsey. I don't know. I know I played with another one who had 1,000 when I passed 1,000, Jenna Glendenning, and then Cameron Mack. I didn't get to play with her, but she also had 1,000. Those were the only really 2 other milestones I passed. And then after them, it was a pretty big drop off to get to Kelsey's milestone. So, yep.
Yeah. So you've been chasing that for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and it was supposed to be a surprise, but you somehow found out. But we do have Kelsey Winfrey, and we'll bring her into the studio now. There's the young lady that you passed, and Kelsey, say hello to Raegan, the new record holder.
Hi, Raegan. Congrats.
Hey, Kelsey. Thank you.
So you grew up watching Kelsey play. What part of her game did you really enjoy?
Definitely just like her tenacity. I remember growing up, I don't know how many steals she averaged a game, but I just remember her stealing it all the time. Stealing it, getting layups, and just playing super hard. That's how I remember her as.
Kelsey, have you seen Raegan play?
I have, yes.
What about her game has impressed you?
I mean, every time I watched her play, she really made me miss basketball, and I just longed to be able to play with her. Like, imagine if we were on the same high school team, how fun that would be.
Yeah.
But she just has like fundamentals and skills around the basket. She's smart. She's fast. She can jump, like Coach Payne was saying. And you just never know what her next move is. Like, for a 2000 point, she did the crow hop, and I thought she was just going to go in for a layup, but she stopped and like pulled up because there's two defenders, and she just hit it off the glass. Like, she's so swift, and I don't know, she's just really fun to watch.
And Raegan, if the 2023 Raegan McCowan could go back to you as a freshman and give yourself some advice, what would that advice be? What would you give? What would you tell yourself your freshman year?
Probably definitely to focus a little more in practice, because I think that's the deal with everybody. Sometimes practice, you just want to go through the motions, but I think going hard really every day is what has got me to where I am right now, and putting in the time, because I think, not only does it give you the skills fundamentally, it also really gives you the skills mentally, because you know that you put that work in to get to where you are.
Kelsey, if you could go back to your senior year where Raegan is sitting right now and give yourself some advice, based on what you know now, and I know you had an extensive college career, in basketball at Mizzou and in Drury, what advice would you give yourself, not Raegan, what would you give yourself if you were sitting there as a senior?
I would probably tell myself just to relax, take a deep breath, enjoy the moment that you're in, enjoy your teammates, and let's see what else. I would say the little things. When I was in high school, all I wanted to do was win, win, win. I wanted to go to state championship. I wanted to get a district championship, and winning is fun, but it's also the memories you make with your teammates and the memories you make with your coaches, and just life outside of basketball too. Just being a senior in high school before you graduate and leave all your friends. So winning is important, but also enjoying the little things too.
And again, I'll ask you mimicking questions here. Raegan, if you could go back anytime over your 4 years and play one game over again, and that may be last night, that had to be an awfully exciting moment to replay that game last night. But maybe it's a game, maybe it was your 1,000th point or your 2,000th point, or maybe it was a game that you just played really well, or maybe it's a game that got away from you. Maybe it's a game that you really felt like, hey, we probably should have won that had I played better. Are there games you look back on and say, I'd like to really go back and play that game again?
Yeah, for sure. Probably the one most recently is probably against Carl Junction. I was really wanting to win our home tournament, which that's on the loss side. The win side, the one I want to replay is we won that Fairgrove tournament last year, and I think that was just it was with those seniors. I've played with them since I was a freshman, so we were really close. That game probably would be the win one that I'd want to go back to. But that Carl Junction one a couple weeks ago, definitely wish I could have got that back, because it's it would have been special to win your home tournament. But
let me say, she had 35 points against the number one ranked team in the state, and I think double with rebounds. She had a terrific game.
Kelsey, and I know you're a little bit more extended and out of high school. I mean, you're still very, very, very young. What are there games that you look back that you would have liked to, that you'd like to go back and play at the high school level, or maybe even at the college level?
Well, for sure at the college level, the national championship game at Drury. I think about that game all the time. Definitely would want to go replay that. It just got away from us at the end. And thinking back, there's so many things we could have done differently to just come out on top in that game. And then I would say in high school, the sectional game against Rockbridge, it was my senior year. We ended up losing, but we were tied with Rockbridge at halftime. And I think about that game a lot too. So yeah, definitely those two games are on my mind a lot. So.
And Raegan, you've made your college decision. Tell us a little bit about what your plans are here, and I know you've still got high school basketball to go, but what are you looking forward to? As far as next year.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Making my decision was pretty tough, but I'm super glad and super excited to attend Western Illinois University. My plans are to go up there. I want to major, I think, in exercise science and then go on and use that maybe to be a physician's assistant or something like that, or a physical therapist. But I'm super excited. I love the coaching staff up there. JD Gravina, he was just all in from the beginning recruiting me. So, he really made me feel at home. So super excited to be up there.
Outstanding. Well, again, congratulations. This is something we've been following along much as we did with Kelsey when she was in high school and college. And in fact, Kelsey was on almost a year ago to the date as one of the hashtag 50 greatest athletes of the 21st century. We had January 22nd. I went back. I was looking that up, Kelsey, because I couldn't find your contact info. And I went on Twitter and I saw that. So I retweeted it today. It had like 890 viewers.
Wow.
But and one of them may have been Raegan. I don't know. But Raegan, again, on behalf of the Missouri State Highway Patrol and Chevrolet, congratulations on being named a female athlete of the week. And hopefully we'll get an opportunity to maybe get your team in following a district championship and get you on.
For sure. Yeah. Thank you, Guy.
And Kelsey, I reached out I was trying to keep this a secret. So I reached out to Kelsey and I just said, hey, would you like, and she was all in. Yes, I'm in. I'm doing it. And
yeah, she's been super supportive through this whole thing. I don't think I would have been able to take it as nicely as she has this whole time. She's just been super nice and super supportive this whole time.
Well, somebody's going to come along.
Yeah.
And they're going to be chasing your record.
Yep.
And just remember how you were treated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Very good. Coach Payne, thank you so much. And a special thank you to Coach Decker, your assistant coach, for helping set this up. And we really appreciate you guys making your time available.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Kelsey mentioned those two playing together on the same team. I would volunteer to be the coach without any trouble if I had these two on the same team.
Very good. Very good. And Kelsey, again, thank you. Raegan, congratulations. Coach Payne, thank you. And thank you to Coach Decker for setting this up.
Thank you.
You're watching the Missouri Sports Network on MissouriSportsNetwork.com. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart,